there's a very interesting, I would say, a secret that is buried in what we call the soil health card. Any agriculture, modern industrial agriculture, is dependent on this analysis. It's like your blood test. Yeah? Without this, there is no chemical agriculture possible, because first thing you do is get your soil tested. So what is a soil test basically? It's a test where soil is given. So you take random samples from your land and you give it to the Krishi Kendra, Krishi Vikas Kendra, KVKs, and then they will, or a laboratory, and then they will test it for various nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, copper, zinc, whatever. So it's like a blood test report. There is a column which says all these nutrients. Then there is a column which says how much your land has. Then there is a column which says how much it should have. And if you look below, it will tell you what you should go to the market and buy to supplement what is missing. This is the basis of chemical industrial agriculture, modern agriculture, which we are following today. Very interestingly, there is in front of every nutrient, instead of saying nitrogen, it will say available nitrogen. You can see that. You can available nitrogen, available phosphorus, available potassium, available copper, available zinc. Why this word available in front of the nutrient? Why couldn't they just say nitrogen and be done with it? Why do they put this word available? I asked the Krishi Kendras, nobody had an answer. I asked the professors, soil science department professors, why is this word available? They said that's what it is, that's what the test tells us, available. I said, but why do you say available? No answer. So I said, listen, let me do a calculation. Let me try and see. So this word available, eventually, what it meant was the protocol for testing the soil takes the soil and they put a measured quantity of soil, then they have a burette which takes a measured quantity of water or a very dilute acid, and then they take the extract that comes out of that and they test it. So anything that's soluble easily is what appears in the report. That's why they use the word available. And when I calculated how much, if I gave 1 kilo of soil or 10 kilo of soil to the laboratory, in the report, how much of my soil is showing up in this report, it's that little red sliver, 0.00087% is all that you see in the report. The rest of the 99.9913%, all the blue portion, does not appear in your report. It's just that sliver, that small red sliver that comes up in your report. So I said, I want to know what the rest of my 99.99913% is. They said, we don't know how to test that. Then I said, who knows? Then they said, the mines and geology department might know how to do that. I said, okay, go to the mines and geology department, and I want the analysis of my entire soil, 100% of my soil, not that little sliver that comes up in the soil test report. And they said, okay, it's going to take a time, it's going to take a lot of money. I said, no problem, I have the time, I'll make available the money, but I want to know what the entire soil that I've given to the lab is made of. And imagine, there is tons of nitrogen, there is tons of phosphorus, there is tons of potassium, there is tons of every conceivable element that is required for plant growth, albeit in a chelated form, that is in a bound mineral form, which does not appear in my soil test report because it's not available. Now, why wouldn't somebody tell me that I have everything and our cogent knowledge of ancient agriculture technologies gives me a way of tapping that? If somebody told me that, then I would not go to the market and buy bags and bags of urea and NPK and come and put it into my soil, right? But nobody tells you that. They tell you you're deficient in nitrogen, you're deficient in phosphorus, you're deficient in potash, you're deficient in copper, blah, blah, blah. Buy all this, put it, and you have agriculture, and you will get the yields that you want. They are right. But that's not the only way. Because what happens when I put these fertilizers is, I am growing a baby on formula food. The baby looks very healthy. It looks very rounded and very nice and chubby. But one little breeze and it gets a cold. It has no inherent immunity. Same thing with my plant. When I put urea, it just boosts. But it has no inherent immunity. And it's a flag saying, come on insects, eat me. I am lush, ready for you. And when the insects come, I douse them with the pesticides, also available in this technology. I eat that, and then you know what you're eating. The first two slides showed you what we're eating. So this is a vicious cycle. And then the hybrid seed. Me as a plant breeder, the first criteria as a plant breeder is what we call the efficacy of nitrogen absorption. This is the primary target of a plant breeder. How quickly does my plant take nitrogen from the soil is the first breeding objective, so that the more urea I can give it, the faster it will grow. But the weaker it will be, more pesticides I will use, more poisonous food I will produce. That's the cycle.